What is going on, everybody? Welcome to a very long overdue devblog for a life simulation game that I'm making in GameMaker Studio. I've been sick for the past few days with a stomach bug, and I have some time here on my computer, so I wanted to show you guys some of the progress that I've been making. If you've been following me on Twitter, then you've been seeing a lot of pretty interesting updates. Now, I do have a loading and saving system that works pretty great. Right now it's throwing an error because I've made a lot of core changes to the engine. So let's go ahead and start a new game and start the game. So one of the big changes that I have been making is I switched from this WASD movement to a pathfinding system. So now I can just use my mouse and he is going to move around. Now, when I originally made this game, you were just going to be one character, but now you're going to have multiple characters. So I just spawned in another pawn here, and you can see which one you control by the little green arrow over their head. Of course, when we mouse over this, you can see this guy will get a white arrow. If I click him, that means he's selected. So yeah, these guys will move independently from one another. They'll do different actions, and so this was a massive change to the gameplay. I got a health problem. What's going on? He's feeling fine. Maybe it's this guy. Yeah. So this guy has a headache. So that happened. Anyway, this is a massive step in a different direction than what I originally planned. So it's pretty buggy right now, but it's coming along. For example, you can queue up some actions. So I'm going to throw my shirt down over here. I'm going to throw my pants down over here. Then I'm going to move you way down here, and I can go ahead and pick this up, so he's going to pick that up and then go over there. So yeah, you can queue up some actions, which is pretty sweet. And another thing about this, so let's move him down here, and then let's slow his speed, and then you can notice here by his face icon on the left here, you'll see the actions queue up right next to this little icon. So if I go ahead and pick this up, and then pick this up, so you can see the actions queue up. And then if my guy gets there ahead of him, oh no, yeah, there we go. If he gets there ahead of him, it should cancel out that action, then he's just gonna go over to the pants. Okay, so yeah, that's what I've been working on mainly right now. Let's go ahead and give him his clothes back so he's not standing around nude. So let's go ahead and wear that. So that's a huge change, but I think it's going to be worth it. Yeah, so we can have right now unlimited number of pawns. Yeah, so pretty cool. Okay, so that's a huge change and a step in a different direction. Again, I think it's going to be worth it. Another thing I added was yeah, moods. So you can see here, this is probably new too. I don't think I've done a devblog since I added this little panel. It shows your money, time of the day, the season, just some information about the temperature outside, day of the week, and then you can see where it says fine. This has to do with your overall mood. So we have about 6 different moods that we can kind of feel, and these all interact with each other. So if you're joyful and scared, that's gonna be a certain mood. If you're mad but you feel powerful, which is another word for confident, you might feel more aggressive. I mean, I think there's about 60 different moods, and each mood has a different effect on how your character responds with the world and what he feels like doing at the time. So I can go ahead and add some moods. So I can make him feel sad. So when he's kind of 30% sad, he's gonna feel kind of bored. If I throw some joyfulness in there, he's joyful and sad. That makes him hopeful. Not a perfect system yet. If I add powerful, joyful, sad, he's aware. So there's all kinds of stuff. There he's overwhelmed. So I'm just kind of manipulating these a little bit. Yeah, so pretty cool. Which one's mad? There we go, mad. So I can make him really upset. Yeah, so they change colors. So the orange is like the more extreme mood. So if he's mad and scared, he's going to be more skeptical. So that might make him interact with other pawns a little differently than he would. So that's working. We have a whole mood system, and of course that'll always show up right here so you can see how your character's feeling. Yeah, so that's going on. Of course, our health system, all that's working. Then I added well, I made a big update to the build mode, so you can see it adds a grid. Of course, we have a road over here, that's new. And then when you go into build mode, you have 3 different categories. You have construction, utilities, and plants. And right now there's nothing in plants, but utilities, we have heating and cooling, electric, and plumbing for now. Electric and plumbing, nothing in there yet. Heating and cooling, we definitely got this going. So we're gonna go ahead and, now I just went into construction, walls. I'm gonna go ahead and place down some walls. Oh, and this is another thing that I have going is doors. So they will walk through doors and open those. Go ahead and make a room here. Can even update the wallpaper. Pretty cool. Okay. So now let's add some heating and cooling. So this is also new. We have 2 things here. We have an air conditioner, which needs to go outside the building. And then we also have a furnace, which needs to go inside a building. Now, when you place walls down, it adds air ducts in the wall. So you can only see it when you're in the heating and cooling section. If I back out of this, you can see the walls look a little bit different. So that just shows where the air ducts are. So you can see this pipe going from like the heating and cooling unit into the wall. Same with the air conditioning unit. Basically, these 2 items will generate either heat or they'll generate cold air, and that allows you to change the temperature of rooms. So let's go ahead and add some vents so the air can actually get out of the walls. Let's add a few of those, and then we'll add a thermostat right there so we can actually change the temperature. Now let's go back into live mode and throw, let's throw our, it's gonna do that. Because I'm using, there we go. I'm using the same mouse button for, anyway. So let's go ahead and click on the thermostat, and here's the thermostat mode. Now this inside temperature is incorrect. I gotta update that. But you can see in this little panel right here where it says area, when I put my mouse over the room, it's 57 degrees in this room. So if I wanted to go ahead and turn the heat on, or set it to heat, and then I wanted to turn it on, it will turn the heater on, and then slowly over time it's going to get hot in the room and make the room hot and warm. So another thing I added is pawns do react to extreme temperatures. So if it's extremely hot or if it's extremely cold, they can die from that. And let's go ahead and make a heat chamber. Okay, so I just ran into a glitch, so I went over and fixed that, and now let's really make a heat chamber. So we're gonna go ahead and just make a room here. Okay, we're going to add a door, and we'll go to utilities, heating and cooling. Actually, let's make a freeze chamber. So let's put a lot of AC units, that way we can make it super cold. Put a thermostat down, go ahead and put some vents, that way it gets cold faster. The more vents you have, the faster you're going to get air into the room. Okay, let's go into the room and let's turn this on. So we click our thermostat, set it to cold, set it to a temperature, it's really low. So you can see he's already shaking because it's 52 degrees in that room. So he does have a body temperature that slowly either raises or lowers depending on the temperature that he's in contact with. So we're gonna turn this on. So all these AC units are going. So, air actually moves through these air ducts, and then they hit the vent, and then they'll actually slowly make this room colder. So you can see right here, area. When I put my mouse over it, you can watch the temperature go down. So, I only have it set to 45. Let's make it even lower. Oh man, he's gonna get super cold. So you can see his skin starts to turn blue. Eventually, he'll actually die. So let's go ahead and take his shirt off. So you can see, yeah. Let's go ahead and move him out of here because he's about to die. Oh no, I've died. That's my death system so far, is just a pop-up. So if we go to our health and we click on his chest, we can see he has hypothermia right now. So it's pretty cold, it's pretty severe, he keeps dying. Okay, So let's do a heat chamber now so you can see that. Let's see. Am I still dying? Okay, so he's not as blue. He's still shaking. Okay, let me restart the game. I can just click escape. Exit to menu, new game. Okay, so now we'll do a heat chamber really quick. Go ahead and make a room. Put a door. So you can see he got hypothermia, kept dying. Now if we put a lot of heat chambers, if we put a lot of furnaces in, throw in a thermostat, then put in a lot of vents. Again, they react to these extreme temperatures. So let's go ahead and go in the room, click the thermostat, put it on heat, turn it on. Now let's turn this all the way up to an extreme temperature. 99. Okay. So let's give it a second. So you can see the area is already going up. It's 60 degrees in the room. Go ahead and take that off so we can watch. So when they get really cold, their skin gets blue, but you can see already her skin is getting kind of red. So there we go. Now, obviously, it's going to be tweaked. It's 75 degrees, and she's already, like, extremely hot. If we go to health, go to head, she has heat stroke. Yeah, so she's super hot. I'm going to go ahead and leave the room. Okay. Super hot. It's very serious. She's probably going to die soon. So yeah, all the temperatures and stuff, it'll be tweaked, but that was all for testing purposes. Now, when they get around hot, temperatures, and this will probably mainly be the sun, when their skin goes back, they'll actually be a little tan. So that's pretty cool. I know that doesn't happen in real life other than the sun, and maybe when I release it, it'll just be the sun that tans you, but she's going to stay dark for about a week, kind of like this. So anyway, that about wraps it up for this video. Hope you guys liked it. Leave a comment if you guys have any cool ideas or you have anything to say. If you haven't already, follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/Wizardy. You can support me on Patreon. That's a big help. And if you haven't, join our Discord. Our Discord is awesome. We'll help you with your indie game projects, or you can show us what you're working on. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching and for your support, and I'll see you next video.